You may want to replace the carburetor on your Farmall H. We provide this carburetor, which is an exact copy of the original carburetor that would have been on your tractor. Sometimes they can be a lot of work to repair, or it could be something that's maybe more costly to repair versus the cost of just replacing it. And it's definitely easier to just bolt on a new carburetor. So in this video, I'll go through the steps of the process to replacing the carburetor on your Farmall H tractor. I already turned the fuel off so I can remove the fuel line here. There'll be a little bit that will drip out. I'm just going to set that back. Next we want to do the choke here. There's a cotter pin that holds it, and that washer fell to the ground, but now the choke is free there. Here I'll use a nut driver to pull that out the rest of the way. It's loose. And then this will release off the end of the carburetor there. There we go. Next we want to remove these bolts up here that are by the throttle. There's one on the back that's really tight and hard to get to, so I already have that one loosened up quite a bit so that will just pull off. And then I think the only thing that's left that's connected is up here at the base of the manifold, so we'll get those bolts out too. And we'll be set. Maybe I can just move this with my finger. Nope, we'll use the wrench here a little bit more. I think I need to hold that top bolt. Maybe not. There we go, it's coming. Okay, we're to the end. You can see the gaskets coming too, and then it will pull out. Perhaps the hardest part of your carburetor installation is going to be lining up this notch for the throttle. You can see this square notch at the back of your carburetor, and it's got to match up with this notch here. So I'm going to move that into position and then try to set that right in there. It looks like this needs to go a little bit higher in order to match up. Man, it should go. There we go. Okay, so I think it's in there properly. I'm going to have somebody else move the throttle, and I'm going to turn it this way so hopefully you'll be able to see that the butterfly moves. This is just a way, there you go, the butterfly's moving. This is just a way to make sure that you have that notch in there. You'd hate to install the whole carburetor and then find out that your throttle isn't working. So that would be a check that you'd want to do as well. I'm tightening up my air clamp here. Next we'll move on to the choke. You can see that I have my choke cable in. You want to be sure to use the washer, and then your cotter key can go back in, just like so. Now I'll use a pair of pliers to tighten it around. Just like that. Next we'll move up to the fuel line here. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit by hand. And then we'll tighten it the rest of the way with a wrench so that it's really tight in there. And then our last bolt to tighten up is going to be this one that holds the carburetor to the manifold. We did put a new gasket in there, and you'll want to do the same. Make sure before you put the new gasket on and before you put the carburetor on that all of the remains from the old gasket are removed up here. That way you can get a really good seal. So next I'm just going to tighten this up the rest of the way. Your main jet is affected when the tractor is at high speed. That's when it's revved up. Now when you move this a turn out or a little bit makes a big difference. So you want to move slowly when you're making this adjustment. If your tractor is blowing black smoke out of the muffler, that's definitely a sign that you want to lean it up a little bit. So you can just keep turning that leaner and leaner and leaner until you are at the right adjustment. So let's start the tractor and see where it's at. Okay, you can see the adjustment there and how slowly I turned. That's what you would want to do as well. And just listen to your tractor closely and get that carburetor in proper adjustment. Now that your carburetor is on the tractor and you have it adjusted, this will last you for many years and give you good performance.